because you were treated that way doesn't mean that you have to carry that on.
It's so true. I mean, Anahita, what do we do? The law is based on the facts, is it not? That what we know what happens to children that are physically abused. The facts are indisputable, right? That's why we have these laws to protect children. Why do people mess with that?
Well, there's a big difference between disciplining your child, Dr. Drew, and child abuse. And we know in Texas here they allow corporal punishment, okay? But once you're starting to leave scars and bruises and welts all over a child's body, then that's totally child abuse. That's not discipline anymore. Well, and I think it's interesting, though, that he says, you know, the same thing happened to me when I was a child. This is like custom in our culture that.
Well, what if something else horrible had happened to him during childhood? Then you just go, well, that's the way it was for me, so I've got to carry it on. Carry it forward.
That's not what he was saying. In his mind, he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. I believe him because he's saying, look, this is what my parents did to me, and it made me a better kid. It made me the man I am today. That's what he said. That's not a defense, but I believe in his mind he thought he was doing this because he loves his child, and it's just discipline.
Anahita, first of all, can I just let you know really quickly, that's not child abuse. You have to look at the intent. This is way too ambiguous right now to like, you know, I do not believe this was child abuse, and everyone at home can listen to me. As a father, I'm telling you right now, I don't see this as child abuse. And by the law, that you have to look at the intent, and you have to see also a parent is allowed to discipline their child.
I love my child, I cut their arm off.
Yeah. Well, the law is pretty clear that if it requires medical attention, at least in Texas, then it does become abuse. It's not considered discipline.
Where do you draw the line?
He said he went too far, but at the end of the day, this is not something that is uncommon. This happens.
Yeah,
you get
so is sexual abuse. Lots of horrible things are uncommon. Terrible things are uncommon.
It is his intent. He did not mean to do this to the point that he did it.
You ever talk to a child pedophile? They intend to love the children. They love them so much they can't control themselves.
Who are we to say he doesn't love his child?
I'm not saying for a second he doesn't love his child.
And he is doing what he feels he needs to do to correct this issue. We've seen it in the news. Charles Barkley has talked about it. Reggie Bush has talked about it. This is not uncommon in the African American culture. And I'm going to go on record and say it.
It doesn't mean it makes it right, though.
Let me play
it makes it wrong just because you're unfamiliar with it.
Let me be super clear. Let me be super clear. From a clinical standpoint, we know for sure using physical violence teaches a kid that that's what loved ones do to one another. They hit each other. And that's what you do when you want to control people with behavior. You hit each other. Research also shows that when you hit a child, their behavior stops in the moment and then comes back quickly and actually goes above the baseline, gets worse. We also know that if a child has terror during the abuse for any reason, it shatters their ability to regulate and traumatizes and changes their brain development. It literally changes the relationship of the brain to the body. The vagus nerve starts mediating dissociation in the brain as a way of surviving. Survival mode becomes the way of regulating emotions. It's a very problematic brain condition that we in addiction medicine treat every day. It's what sets up people then seeking substances as a way to try to regulate.